Hello all. This lecture we'll see about strings. So mainly we'll see about input and output operations using strings. So this is the outline of this lecture. We'll see what is a string, then how to declare a string, then string initialization, then how to print strings using printf, how to print strings using putf, then string input using scanf and string input using scanset, and also string input using scanf with %c and also with getters. So strings are one-dimensional array of characters. So in C, strings are represented as one-dimensional array of characters. So we have already seen what is an array. So similar to array, strings can also be represented as a one-dimensional array of characters. The only difference is it is terminated by a null character. We call it a /0 or the escape sequence character. So this character is known as escape sequence character. This is /0. So the last character. So if you have a string hello, uh, hello means there will be 5 characters and the sixth character will be this /0. So we call it as a null character. This is actually NUL. NUL character. This is not NULL. It is NUL. So it is a character all of whose bits are 0. So this character, in that character, all the bits will be 0. We call it as null character, or it is represented using /0. Characters escape sequence character. We call it as escape sequence character. So this is known as escape sequence character. So how to declare a string. So we'll see how to declare a string. Then you will understand what is this /0 and all. So basically it is a one-dimensional array. Okay, how to declare strings. So strings can be declared like one-dimensional arrays itself. So for example, if you want to declare a string str, so it can be declared like this: char str of 30. So this means the str can hold 29 characters in it, and the last 30th character will be a /0. So up to 29 characters it can hold. Okay. So char str of 0. So this is similar to the declaration of array, or like this char text of 80. So we have an 80 character. So this is a string. Text is a string which can store up to 80 characters including /0 or the escape sequence character. So we'll see like in arrays we have seen array initialization, like that in string also we have string initialization. How to initialize these strings. So this is an example for string initialization. So we have already seen the same thing when you see when you have seen arrays. So here we have to declare like this. So we have to initialize like this: char st, and we are not specifying any length. So the size is not specified here. Equal to within double quotes we have to mention the string hello. So what happens is this hello will be stored in this character in this array st array. So st will contain hello. There will be 5 characters plus that /0 will be there. So this st will be of size 6. So the last character will be /0. Okay. So this will be like this HELLO, and the last character will be /0. Okay, /0 will be there to denote that it is the end of string. Okay, so st will be stored like this in the memory. This is another way to represent the same thing. So character st of 6. So and you can initialize like this. So within braces, we have seen in arrays also. So within braces, you have to mention each character separately inside single quotes. HELLO, and also you have to represent that /0. So this will be stored in st of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be in st of 5. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the last character will be st of 5. So this will be in st of 5. So this way we can initialize string. Another way to initialize string is like this: char str of 9 equal to I like C. So we are specifying the size here. We have not specified the size here. So we are specifying the size here. So this will be initialized like this. So this contains 8 characters. 1, then we have a space 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have a space 7 and 8. So we have to give size as 9 because 9 character will be slash 0. So these are all various ways to initialize this array. This is without specifying the size. This is with specifying the size, and the last character should be mentioned. Here also we are mentioning the size, but automatically the last character slash 0 will be appended as a last character. This is the same thing. We are using str of 9, and we can initialize within braces also. So we will be mentioning like this: I, then space, like, then we have a space here, then C, and slash 0. Okay, so here I is small, so I, capital I and small I will be different. Okay, so this is another way to initialize. So these are all the different ways to initialize an array. So all these will be stored in that array. So this will be at str of 0, this will be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this will be at 6, then 7 and 8. 8 means a last character. Last character will be slash 0. And this is another way to do the same thing. We are not specifying the size, so automatically 8 characters will be used to store this, and the 9 character will be slash 0. So all these ways are all these are the different ways to initialize a string. Okay, then if we are specifying like this, so we have declared character C. So C is a character array of size 4, and we are initializing it with 4 characters. So what happens here? A, B, C, D. And we have only 4 size. So A will be at 0, this will be at 1, this will be at 2, and this will be at 3. So there won't be any slash 0, that is the escape sequence character won't be appended here because the size is just 4. So, so when the character size is explicitly specified and the number of initializers completely fills the array size. So this will completely fills this array size. The null character is not automatically appended to the array. So it won't be appended to the array. So we have to mention that C of 4 equal to slash 0, and you have to insert it. Otherwise there will be some problem. We won't be able to find the end of that string. Okay. So if the size is completely fills the array size. So if the initializers completely fills this array size, then it won't be automatically, that slash 0 won't be automatically appended to that array. Next we will see how to print strings. Before that we will see once more. So an array, so string is actually an array formed by characters. It is an array formed by characters in C, and the end of the string will be marked with a null character. And also this thing, when it character size is explicitly specified and the number of initializers completely fills the array size, the null character won't be automatically appended. Okay, next we will see how to print strings. Okay, so to print strings we will be using percentage %c. For integer we have already seen this is percentage %d, or long int it is percentage %ld, like that we have seen different strings. So here it is percentage %x as conversion specifier can be used to print the string. So I have already told about this in a previous lecture. So this is an example, printf percentage %7.3s name. So name is a string array. So name is a string array. Now if we specify percentage %7.3s, so 7 specifies the width and 0.3 means the number of characters that should be printed. So the total width of the string is 7, but only 3 characters will be printed when you specify like this 7.3s. So we will see one example, then you will understand this. I will mention about this example. So when the field width is less than the length of the string, the entire string is printed. So we will go to an example, then we will come back to this thing. So I have a program here. So we have, so let me take this program. Okay, string1.c. So this is a program. So we have s string array. So s is a character array. So this is a string, and we have initialized to hello world. Hello world. So we have 5 plus 6 plus 1 7, 7 plus 5 12, and the last character will be slash 0. So 13 character will be slash 0 will be inserted. Now if I am going to print, so I have simply used this greater than and less than symbols to show how it will be printed. Anyway, I will run this thing so that we can see the output also. So okay, this will be the output. Okay, this will be the output of each of the line. So if I'm printing this like this, hello, if I am mentioning percentage s, simply if I am mentioning percentage s, then what happens is the whole string will be printed. So in between this angle brackets, so what in between this greater than and less than symbols, the whole string will be printed. That is, hello world will be printed like this as such. If you are mentioning simply percentage s and s. Okay. Now the second printf, what I am doing is percentage 20s is given. Percentage 20s means the width of the string is mentioned as 20. So the total width of the string. So if you see this, between these brackets, between this greater than and less than symbol, there will be 20 characters. 20 characters, but the whole string is actually only 12 characters. There will be 8 spaces in between this. So there will be 8 spaces, and since it is 20s, it will be right justified. The string will be right justified. Okay. So there will be some 8 spaces will be left out. So that is percentage 20s. Now if I mention my percentage minus 20s, the strain string only, there will be 20. The total width is 20, and it will be left justified. Left justified means the 8 spaces will be inserted after the string. Okay. Since this is 12 characters, the rest 8 spaces will be inserted after the string. Okay, so then I am mentioning as percentage point for s. So this means only 4 characters need to be printed. Only 4 characters. So only 4 characters means only the first 4 characters will be printed between this greater than and less than symbol. Now I am mentioning minus 20.4s. So here I am mentioning minus 20.4s. We will see that. So minus 20.4s means the same thing. So total width is 20 spaces. So 20 spaces will be allocated. So here we have 20 spaces, and you have to print only zero point 0.4 means only 4 characters should be printed. So HELL will be printed, and since it is minus 20, it will be left justified. Left justified. Okay, we will leave the space here. Okay. Then after that we can see that 20.4s, here it is minus, here it is positive 20.4s. The same thing, 20 spaces will be allocated, and it will be right justified. Only 4 characters will be printed, rest space will be inserted in the left side. Now I am printing as percentage 3s. So 3 means it is width. Even if the width is less than the total characters to be printed, our total character is 12, but the width we have specified only 3. Even we have specified the width as 3, it will print the whole character. Okay, that's the thing to note. Even if you are mentioning it as 0.3s, percentage 3s, we have 3 means only 3, the width is 3. Okay, here the width is 20, here the width is 3. Even though the width is 3 only, it is not that it will be printing only 3 characters, it will be printing the whole string. Okay, even though if the width is less than the total characters that should be printed, it will print the whole character. Okay, if it is greater than, then spaces will be inserted. That is to be noted. Okay, if you are mentioning percentage 3 means only the space is given is 3, but the whole string will be printed here. Okay, put as we will see it later. Okay, so this is the thing. When the field width is less than the length of the string, the entire string is printed. That's what we have seen in percentage 3s. Then integer value on the right side of the decimal point specifies a number of characters to be printed. That's what we have seen in point 4 or point 3s. When we mention point 4, only 4 characters will be printed. Then when the number of characters to be printed is specified as 0, nothing will be printed. So if we mention as point 0, nothing will be printed. Okay. So the minus sign causes a string to be printed as left justified. We have already seen. If it is minus, then it will be left justified. If there is no minus, then it will be right justified. So this is how we can print strings using percentage s. Okay, percentage 7.3 or anything you can print. Okay. Then there is another function to print this string. It is known as puts function. We can use this puts function to print strings also. So puts writes a line of output to the standard output. Okay. And it terminates a line with a new line. So that's the thing to note. If it is printf, it won't go to the new line. So when it is puts, it will go to the new line. So when you run this program, you can see this puts. When it is puts, so this is the final thing. It is puts. We will get the whole thing. Okay. So we will get the hello world, the string as such. So there is no angle brackets and all. We are simply printing s. So the whole string will be print and it will go to the new line. That's why we get the new line. It will go to the next line. Okay. So hello world will be printed as such. So puts function also can be used to print the string. So puts within brackets, you have to mention that array. S is the array. So puts in bracket s. So this way also you can print a string using puts. Okay. Then next is string input. So this is another way. Okay. There is some problem with this. Okay. This is another example. This is another example. We have int main character string. Now this is scanf. Okay, we will see scanf first. After that, we will come to this example string input. So percentage s with scanf can be used. So in order to input a string, we can use percentage s with scanf. We have already seen how to get an integer value using scanf. You will be using percentage d. Similarly, you can use percentage s with scanf to get the string. So the only thing is it only recognizes a sequence of characters delimited by white space characters. So if we enter some white space, if we are entering hello space world, only hello will be stored in the string. That space won't be stored in the string. So that is what is written here. It only recognizes a sequence of characters delimited by white space characters. So if you are entering hello space world, as an input, only hello will be recognized. Whenever the space occurs, that won't be recognized by the system. Only hello will be stored in the array. So ensure that there is enough space for string and also the terminating null character should be there. So whenever you want to enter something, you should ensure that there is enough space for that string and also for that null character /0. So this is a thing printf percentage. We will see this later. Before that, we will go to the input example. So this is an example for that. So we are here the user is asked to enter a string, and we are entering percentage s comma str. The one thing, the difference between this, there is some problem with this code blocks. Okay. Okay, so the problem with this thing is when you enter a string, not a problem. The difference between this, I will use this thing. Okay, bim string 2.c. So here, when you enter a string, so here you need not use ampersand. So in the case of array, you have been using this ampersand symbol. Ampersand A like that you will be using, ampersand A of I like that you will be using. Here there is no need to use this ampersand symbol. So that's the difference between the string and the array. So here there is no need for that address. So this str is actually the address location itself. So it will be storing in that particular address location. So when you use the scanf percentage s comma, there's in scanf in all the previous examples we have seen that you will be using ampersand. When it is integer, float or anything, you will be using that ampersand. You have to specify that address location. Here you have to just mention that name of that string, that character array. So percentage s str. Now we are printing that string was percentage. You know how to print this. You will be printing percentage s str. Okay. So I'll run this program gcc string2.c now dot slash a dot out. So you are asked to enter a string. So I'll be entering only hello. So when you enter this hello, the string was hello will be printed. Now I'll try to enter a space. Now if I try hello space world, I am entering like this. When you are asked to enter a string, hello space world. But the thing is only hello will be printed. So that's the problem with this percentages, that spaces, white spaces won't be recognized. So it will be whenever that white space is there, it will terminate that string. Only up to hello will be printed. Okay, we will see how to enter that space and all. So this is an example for that. Then next is percentage printf percent. So this way you can print. You can print the strings when you if you want to print. So this is not actually input. This is output. So if you want to print, you can print like this: star dot star, and star will be replaced with width. So you can specify the width as 10, and this number of characters that should be printed. You can enter it here: 3 characters, comma that str that should be printed. Okay, so that string should be printed with the width, and the number of characters that should be printed can be printed like this. Okay, I'll see, let me see whether there is any other example. Vim string3.c. So this is the same thing. We will see that example here. You are asked to enter a string and you are using scanf percentage as str. Now if you are printing this string, I am specifying the width and number of characters that should be printed. So here width I have specified as 2. So this percentage 2.3s will be printed. Percentage 2.3. So if you are doing like this, percentage 2.3s will be printed. 2 means width is 2 and only zero point 0.3 means only 3 characters will be printed. So whatever string you enter, only 3 characters will be printed. So if you are entering 5 characters also, even though the space is less than 2, we have already seen this. Even though width is less, the whole string will be printed. So I'll compile this gcc string3.c dot slash a dot out. Now you are asked to enter a string. So I am entering it as hello. So we have mentioned only 2.3, percentage 2.3. So only HEL will be printed. 2.3 means only 3 characters should be printed. The whole width is 2. Even though the width is less than the total number of characters, the 3 characters will be printed. So this way you can all print. Okay. So this is another way. So you can specify like this: percentage stars dot star s, and this star will be replaced by 2 and this star will be replaced by 3 and the str will be printed. Okay. Next, let me see if there is any other program. String4.c. So this is another. Next is scan set. So we will see that scan set. Then using scan set. So another way to enter strings is using scan set. There is another method to enter strings. So if you want to enter multiple lines, if you want to enter spaces, it is possible using the scan set method. So this is a string input method. This is another string input method. So this it is you specify the set of characters that are or not acceptable as part of the string. So it is to specify the set of characters that are acceptable as part of the string, and also we can specify which are not acceptable by the part of the string. So when you get input from the user, we can specify only these characters should be entered, or these type of characters will be recognized. Like that we can specify when you use the scan set. So Sanskrit conversions consist of a list of acceptable characters enclosed within square brackets. So we will mention the acceptable characters within square brackets. It will be like this: percentage A to Z. Instead of percentage S and all, percentage S, we will mention percentage within square brackets small a to small z. So this means all the lowercase letters are acceptable, and no uppercase or no spaces, punctuation marks cannot are not acceptable. So this means percentage A to Z means all these A to Z characters will be acceptable. If you want to enter only capital letters, you have to mention capital A to capital Z. Okay, dash like this you have to mention. Then we can also use unacceptable characters also with this hat symbol. Hat, for example, if you mention like this percentage within square brackets, you are mentioning hat tilde symbol. So this means whenever the symbol occurs, the scanning will stop. The scanning will stop. So we will see an example. So this is an example program. So here we have declared str of 50. Now we are asked to enter a string in uppercase. And so you have to specify percentage A to Z like this. A to Z. So within square brackets you are mentioning A to Z. So only uppercase letters will be acceptable. Whenever some other character occurs, it will terminate. Okay, the string, and now we are printing. Simply the printing is same, you can print using percentage s itself. So you will run this program. So gcc string4.c. Now you can compile it. So you have to enter in capital letters. Okay, so you have to enter everything in capital. Only capital letters are acceptable. So if you enter like this, the string was Arjun will be printed. Now if you try to enter any small letters in between, uh, only capital letters will be stored in that string. So only the scanning ends with this small letter. Okay, or if you try to enter some spaces. So I am trying to enter space here, and I am trying to enter some capital letters here, so it will stop with that h. All whenever any other characters occurs, so only capital letters are acceptable. Only capital letters are acceptable. Okay, so we will see whether there is any other program. String5.c. So this is another example. Here you are asked to enter a string, and here we have specified hat/n within square brackets. So slash n means new line. So new line is not acceptable. As long as there is no new line, all characters can be entered, and you are simply printing that string using percentages. So you are mentioning percentage within square bracket hat/n. So slash n is not acceptable. Any other characters are acceptable. Okay, this means any other characters are acceptable. Non-acceptable character is slash n. That is new line. That is whenever you press enter key, the scanning will enter, will stop. Now I have compiled this. I'll run this program. So you are asked to enter a program. So you can enter anything. Hello space world. Now Arjun, whatever you want, you can enter capital letter or digit or punctuation. Anything you can enter. So whenever you press enter key, it will terminate. So hello world, everything can be entered using this method. So whenever that enter key occurs, that is slash n, new line. When you go to new line, it will be terminated. Okay, so this way you can enter anything. So it will recognize all characters. So whatever you characters you want, you can enter dollar or number or capital. Anything can be entered. Okay, space, everything can be entered. Everything will be recognized when you give like this. Okay, when you give like this, it can be it will be mentioned like this. So it means not slash n. So not slash n. So hat symbol represents not. It is not acceptable. Slash n is not acceptable. Okay. Okay. Next we'll see string 6.c. So this is another way. We will come to this. Before that we'll learn how to string input using scanf with percentage %c. Also we have already seen percentage %c is only for character input. So percentage %c can also be used with scanf to get input, get strings as input. So percentage %c will specify with count. We have to specify the total number of characters that should be entered. So it does not recognize new line character. All characters will be recognized except this new line character. Space, everything can be entered when you use this percentage %c. So null terminating character should be entered separately. So this is an important thing to note. The previous scan set or scanf, the null character will be automatically entered. Okay, we need not explicitly say that null character should be there at the end of the string. It will be automatically appended at the end of the string. But when you use this percentage %c, this null character, this null terminating character, that is /0, should be entered separately. Okay, so we will see an example. So this is an example. We have declared str of 50. Now you are asked to enter a string of 9 characters. So if you have to enter a string of 9 characters, then you have to enter percentage 10c. So we have entered percentage 10c comma str. So the total number of characters that can be entered is only 9. Even though we have specified the total number of characters as 10c, only 9 characters should be entered. Okay, you can enter 9 characters, and last character str of 9, that is a 10 character, should be /0. So we have to mention that the /0 separately. We have to explicitly mention that str of 9 should be /0, because when you use percentage %10c, only 9 characters will be stored, but you have to enter the terminating character also. Then you can print the string simply using %s. Okay. So here you have to specify the exactly the 9 characters. If you want to enter 20 characters, then you have to use 21c, and you have to mention that str of 20 equal to /0 here, because str of 0, it will start from 0. So 0 will be the first character, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 8 will be 9 characters. The 9 characters will be taken as input, and the last character will be /0. Okay, we will run this thing. GCC string 6.c, now /a.out. Now you have to enter exactly 9 characters. Okay, you cannot enter less than 9 characters, then it will be some error. So you have to enter 9 characters itself. So I will be entering hello. We have space hello. Now it is 5 plus 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can enter only 9 characters. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now it is when it is WR, it is 9 characters. 5 plus 3, 8, and one space is there. So 9 characters. So then you can enter this. The string was hello. Space WR will be printed. So if you try to enter more characters, what happens is only 9 characters will be printed. So only up to WR will be printed, because 9th character we have 10th character we have entered as /0. So that is a terminating character. So after R there will be a terminating character. So L and D will be automatically gone. Okay. So we won't get the L and D as output. So this is another way to get the input. So you can see this program once more. So in order to do that, you can specify using percentage %10c also. Okay, percentage %10c and str. Only thing is you have to specify this /0 separately as a last character. Okay, if you want to enter 20 characters, then you have to mention 20 characters, and here you have to use percentage %21c, and here you have to mention str of 20 as /0. Otherwise there will be an error. Okay. Now we have one more method to get input using getters. It is similar to putters. We can use getters also. It takes starting address of an area in memory. It simply gets. It is simple to use this thing also. So we will see an example. Vim string 7.c. So this is an example. We have declared a string array, sorry, character array str of 50. Now you have to enter a string. You have to simply use getters and within brackets str, that name should be specified. So you can get any string, and the string was you can use simply percentage s to print this thing. So it is similar to putters. You, instead of printf, you can use putters also. Okay. So we will run this program gcc string 7.c. Now dot slash a dot out. So you have to enter hello world. So the whole string will be printed. So everything will be got except the new line character. Whenever it gets a slash n, whenever you press the enter key, it will be terminated. The rest of the characters will be printed. Okay. So you can enter anything here, space or digits or numbers or anything you can enter, capital letter, everything you can enter. The only thing, when you press the enter key, it will be terminated. So you can use get us also. Okay, get us. This is another way. Get us. Inside that you have to give the string name. So it takes start address of an area in memory. So it will automatically take some portion of the memory, and the string will be stored in that portion. So that's all about how to get input and output of strings. So next lecture we'll see about characters and all. Thank you.